Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Folks, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news? You just took that selfie with poison ivy. Good news? Someone gets to use their coverage from Your Health Idaho. Quality coverage for as low as $0 a month.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Welcome to the Ryerson Family Backyard Games. There will be obstacles to face and challenges to overcome. Are you ready?
Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch. Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Funds are limited. Apply today at nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
College costs money.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2023 Idaho High School Football Playoffs, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com. is presented by Project Filter, the Department of Health and Welfare, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Your Health Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. Well, tonight we come from you live in the Holt Arena as the Weiser Wolverines travel to take on the Sugar-Salem Diggers. Well, Sugar-Salem's the home team here in the Mini Dome tonight. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. My name's Sean Kane. I'm joined by Lance Taylor tonight. And boy, do we have a great matchup tonight, Lance, as Sugar-Salem, the reigning champions, come in to take on Weiser of Wolverines. Sugar 9-0, Weiser 10-1. Synonymous with state championships over the last 5 years has been Weiser and Sugar-Salem. Sugar would have 5 in a row if Weiser didn't take them down in the 2021 game here at the Mini Dome. The last time was a great, what a great game that was. And hopefully we're into the same kind of game tonight, right?
Well, I had a chance to call that game here. In fact, that was Sugar's last loss. By the way, Sugar went undefeated last year, so that was in the state championship game 2 years ago. It was in double overtime on about the 1-inch line. Just a great defensive play made by Weiser to bring down Carson Harris, who, of course, we'll talk about as time goes on. Sugar-Salem, who was a sophomore that year. And Sugar hasn't lost since then. They went undefeated, won the state championship last year. They've gone undefeated all this year up to this point. And so Sugar feels they need a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, you know, talking to some confidential informants will say that, you know, there's some bad taste from that loss that prevented the 5 championships in a row for Sugar. But I mean, for both teams, you know, they want to be in that state championship game no matter what. You know, on the flip side, you have Weiser. You know, they're the last team to win a state championship in 3A in the last 5 years. In 2021, you know, Tom Harris in the game last week got his 300th win. He's 387 overall, 11 state championships. So you've got just an incredible culture, background of football tradition here tonight.
Well, they do. And I was asked by somebody, because he won one at Raft River as well, and they said, oh, he can coach 8-man as well, which he probably could, but that's actually when Raft River was 11-man. That was the 11-man division of 1A back in those times.
And we're underway here. Sugar-Salem's kicking off, and they're coming right to left, and they pooch punt it, kind of kick to about the 32-yard line, and Weiser's going to take over on offensive side of the ball here. Sugar-Salem in their, you know, kind of Duke blue jerseys, blue helmets. Weiser in all white jerseys, white helmets, red numbers across the way.
Well, and you know what's interesting? When you think of rivalries, blue and red is just such a rivalry color, blue against red, you know, and that's, by the way, that was Luke Sarich that fell on that ball, and he's the tackle leader for that Weiser team.
Handoff up the middle for Weiser, going to get about to the 40.
And in on the tackle first for Sugar-Salem, big number 77, Caden Dowling. They've got a couple 300-pounders out there between, well, it's Dowling's a 300-pounder, as well as Sidaway. Sidaway, 300-pounder.
Caleb Grove on the run there for Weiser, number 43. 2nd and 7, 11:27 to go in the first quarter. Ball's on the 40-yard line. Weiser in a heavy run line. They go to the right side hash mark. And again, that's Caleb Grove for 4 yards about.
Ryan Bingham in on the tackle first there. You know, one of the keys for either of these teams, and I talked about, you know, when you look at Weiser, you don't want to get down early because Sugar can control the clock because they have the run and the pass game. They've got to make contact. We'll talk about that as it goes over, but you can't have turnovers. As we talked about before, if these two teams play their best, I think it's fair to say that Sugar's best is probably the best, but not by much. And
No.
so you're one turnover away from that changing. Well, you're also one turnover away from making that gap farther as well if you're Weiser. So you've got to be able to take care of the ball tonight. So far, so good.
Yep, definitely. Looks like we're going to have our first flag. And like you say, how they're close. Sugar-Salem comes in averaging 45 points a game, giving up only 10. Weiser comes in scoring 38 and only giving up 13. So like you said, Lance, that's a turnover right there, right? That scoring difference, it could come down to turnovers.
Well, for Sugar, again, and there's just kind of the opposite. You got to get up early and control the time of possession, for one, and you can do that. The other is you got to control the line on both sides of the ball. That's been Sugar's stronghold. And what happens if you start not controlling the line? Well, you start seeing territory that you haven't seen before as a team. And then on top of that, they've got to have a heavy run with sporadic passes to keep the linebackers spread wide, which gives room for Carson Harris to go. And for Weiser, they have got to make contact with Carson Harris at the line. If he gets past that line and into the secondary, we saw it last week in the Pokey game.
Yep.
If you get past the line with your main running back into the secondary, good luck to the defense.
So it brings up a third down here for Weiser. They're going to pass. The pass is out to the left. It's not going to be complete. It's going to bring up fourth down for Weiser on the 43-yard line. Kind of in that interesting part of the field here.
You know, one of the things that you'll notice about both these teams, being so well coached as they both are, just fantastic staffs. These are very disciplined teams. It is rare to see one of these two teams play sloppy football. You might have a sloppy play here and there, but to play a sloppy game is not common for these teams.
Weiser to punt. Punt is going to go past the return man, and it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
Return man on that play, Josiah Bosco. And yes, if you're familiar with the Bosco name, of course, Robbie Bosco was the quarterback of Brigham Young University's national championship team in 1984, and that was their quarterback coach for a number of years. That is, it's not his father, that's a cousin. and a fairly close cousin. So
hopefully gets tickets or something out of it, right?
Well, his older brother, Josiah's older brother, graduated from BYU last year, and he played there for 4 years as well. And was a good ball player. Played most of his high school ball in the Texas area, and then Arizona as well. Josiah, just another good one along that line.
So Sugar-Salem will take over 1st and 10 from the 20, 10-19 to go in the first quarter. Sugar under center. It's going to be a handoff. And he's going to break free.
Carson Harris.
And yeah, I was just about to say it. Carson Harris, his name was going to come up. About 15 yards there on that run, out to the right side. Nice job by the Sugar-Salem offensive line to create that hole. And as you mentioned, Lance, that's a key, and people have talked about that, is how good this offensive line has been for Sugar-Salem.
Well, and again, we talked about the keys to victory for Weiser. You cannot let Carson Harris get into the secondary like that. You have to meet him at the line. If you don't meet him at the line, you see what happens there as a result. By the way, it's Colin Cook, the quarterback, that also plays defense, that finally pushed him out of bounds.
Sugar-Salem, one man to the left. Going to get the handoff again.
It's going to be Harris again.
Just back to the line of scrimmage.
Great tackle by Braden Phillips. Braden Phillips, by the way, leads Weiser in sacks this year for their team. Braden, and that's how you got to do it. If you want to play Carson, you've got to meet him at the line.
Yeah, nice job by Weiser to do that. Brings up a 2nd and 8, 2 yards on that carry. 2nd and 8 on the 46, 9:42 in the first quarter here. The Mini Dome, Sugar-Salem versus Weiser semifinals, state football. Handoff, Sugar up the middle, and that's number 17.
It's actually pronounced McAnally. It's Dawson McAnally. Yeah, McAnally's just a junior. Baseball is actually his big sport. He's already committed to play baseball at Utah Tech. And there's 2 Sugar players committed there. One has already committed to play at BYU as well for baseball, and all of them will just be juniors this year. Have done that.
McAnally had a good game last week.
I thought McAnally, him and Carson Harris were really the two that carried the team last week against Timberlake.
James Chase under center. He's going to hand it off to Carson Harris up the middle to the right side. He's going to get the first down and more. Carson Harris already starting off with big chunks of yards to bring up a first down on now the 38-yard line of Weiser.
Telson Hawker with a nice tackle right there for, if Telson hadn't tackled him on that, that might have been another 30 yards on that, and Telson came off limping just a little bit for Weiser.
1st and 10 on the 38. Chase under center, 2 backs. behind him, one wide receiver to the left side. The handoff is met immediately. Handoff again to Harris, but
well, and once again, each time that Carson Harris has been met at the line and brought down, it's been by Braden Phillips. Braden Phillips is that kind of a tackler on this defense for Weiser.
Yeah, Braden Phillips with a great tackle. So brings up a 2nd and 9 on the 37 for Sugar. 7:53 here to go in the first quarter. Chase under center. Got double backs behind him. Fake to Harris. He's going to pass. He's going all the way, and there's going to be a flag.
I think they're going to call a holding earlier in the play. A jersey grab, but this is one of the things that Sugar does. We talked about one of their keys to victory being a heavy run with sporadic passes, and that is to keep the linebackers spread wide, which gives room for Carson Harris to run. But what that does is it also brings your safeties in, and it leaves one-on-one coverage out on the perimeter.
Yeah, and Gino Mariani, the old football coach at Highland, said that very same thing of Sugar is what they do is they kind of lull you to sleep with the run, and then they take a shot like that. But that's going to bring up a penalty. It was just a jersey grab.
That jersey stretched back like 3.5 feet.
Yeah.
I could tell the half foot on that. Yeah.
We're pretty far away, but we could see that one. So that's 1st and 10 on the 22. Chasing the shotgun now. Harris on his hip. Oh. It's going to be quarterback, designed play, run. James Chase up for about 5 yards.
So that last pass was intended for Bosco. Bosco has the longest pass reception on the year for Sugar-Salem, which is 86 yards. Pardon me, 68 yards. Sorry, 68 yards, not 86. I got those backwards. But James Chase, his father, was a quarterback at Ryrie High School back in days. Both his mom and dad worked in the school district at one time, and now they both work in the Madison School District, but still live in Sugar City.
Chase under center, 2nd and 6. He's going to roll to his right, looking for a receiver. He's going to take it himself, and just 3 or 4 yards short of that first down marker. Speaking of Ryrie, I believe our PA announcer is the AD at Ryrie tonight, Matt Harris, a former IdahoSports.com guy.
I think Matt Harris and I have probably done 200 games together in our life. He was my broadcast partner for years and years, and we've just maintained a great friendship over these years as well. But yeah, he's the athletic director at Ryrie, and of course he used to be the #1 rated DJ in all of Idaho.
Yeah, Z103
at one time, and now he's an AD, and happy as I've ever seen him, and enjoying it.
I know as coaches we love him on Twitter, as Matt Harris always posts us the stuff from the meetings at the IHSSA. So 3rd and 5 is going to be stopped short here on the run. Sugar runs to the right side.
That's Big Red Tate Cutler. Tate Cutler, a senior, has the nickname Big Red because back when he was about a 4th grader, showed up to practice that first day, first year of tackle football, and he had this huge coif of hair, and it's fire red. So he took on the nickname Big Red.
Big Red Tate.
Big Red Tate.
Big 4th down here, 4th and 3 on the 15, 6:19 to go in the first quarter. Sugar's lining up to go for it.
I cannot tell you how impressed I am with Braden Phillips in the middle for Weiser.
Chase under center, trying to draw him off sides, maybe looks to the line for a new play, and they're going to call timeout.
Both teams have now used 1 timeout.
1 timeout each. We'd like to take a little bit of time to thank our sponsors. MTE Communications is your local internet provider, bringing you high-speed internet service to Weiser. MTE Communications is a proud sponsor of Weiser Wolverines and all of our youth because they matter. Good luck, Weiser Wolverines. Taylor Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Sugar-Salem athletes. Taylor Chevrolet has been serving the Upper Valley for over 90 years with excellent service and stellar sales team. Taylor Chevrolet is home of oil changes for life. That's right, buy a new or used vehicle and never worry about an oil again. Taylor Chevrolet is Southeast Idaho's auto dealer with a wide selection of Chevy and Cadillac models. Come in today and get the vehicle you want with oil changes for life. Stop by their Rexburg location or visit the website www.taylorchev.com. I'd love oil changes for life.
Well, you go in there, you ask for my buddy Blake Harris. I have two sales guys that I refer everybody to. The other one we'll be reading their ad here in a minute for St. Anthony Motors. David Taylor actually owns both, but Blake Harris at Taylor Chevrolet, and we'll get to the other one when we do the other.
Fourth down here. Sugar goes for it. The pass is out to the left side, and it's caught.
That's Dawson McAnally once again.
Dawson McAnally on that catch, and it's going to get the first down and bring up first and goal for Sugar-Salem with 5:58 here to go in the first quarter. So big play out of the timeout. You love it when you come out of a timeout and the play works.
That's right. That's right. I've always felt no matter when there's a timeout on a fourth down, it always benefits the offense more than it benefits the defense. Not that there's not stops that take place, but I think it always traditionally benefits the offense.
Yeah, definitely. First and goal, chase under center. It's going to hand off to Harris, and then met immediately by 43.
Caleb Grove.
Caleb Grove. We'll hear his name on the offense, too, and that was a great tackle by Grove.
Yeah, Grove's a running back. Grove's, we talked about Luke Sarich being the leading tackler on this team. We haven't seen Sarich yet, haven't called his name. However, Caleb Grove just right behind him is the second leading tackler on this team for Weiser.
It's a great tackle there. Brings up second and goal for Sugar on the 7-yard line. 5:22 and ticking. Chase under center. He's going to fake the handoff, roll to his right, pursued, and gets it off and intercepted in the end zone.
And they're saying that was, in fact, an interception.
Yeah.
Those are costly. If you're going to throw it out there, unless you have to lob it over the top of somebody, like you try to do that, you just throw it out of bounds.
And that's Colin Cook of Weiser with the interception. So the first turnover goes to Sugar-Salem. Well, ill-advised pass there. Probably should have just ran out of bounds.
Well, the leading receiver, or the leading interceptor for Weiser is Jack Schertz with 3, but Cook has 2. Cook, Spencer, and Sarich all have 2 apiece as well.
Weiser sets up in a heavy run formation. They're going to pitch it back to number 5, Jaden Walker, and he's going to go for about 5 yards up the middle on the left side.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him an extra couple for about 7 on that.
Oh.
This is the thing. You get a turnover like that, that puts a little bit of an extra hop in your step, and they come out immediately on down number 1 and pick up their biggest play of the game so far, 7 yards.
Yeah, Weiser's setting up in that heavy set run. No wide receivers out. And they're in that again here. So 2nd and 3, 7 yards on that run. The run's going to go up the middle and met immediately. But it looked Caleb Grove's the ball carrier.
I think it was Caden Dowling, the big 300-pounder that grabbed him first, and then it was finished off by the 300-pounder Clark Sidaway.
Yeah, there was 2. There was a bunch of diggers digging away there on that stop. So 3rd down and 1-ish, we'll call it here. Weiser in that heavy run formation again. They're going to give it to Grove. He's going to be tackled in the backfield, one-handed.
Dawson McAnally.
Dawson McAnally. You talk about one-handed catches. Well, that was a one-handed tackle. And that's a huge play because it's going to bring up 4th and 7. 5-yard loss on that tackle, and Weiser's going to have to punt.
Boy, and McAnally went through unblocked, which is odd because they set up in a wing T formation that time for that heavy run, and instead of doing a misdirection, which usually causes cross blocks, he just came in unabated.
The punt is up. It's going to be fair caught around the 45-yard line by Bosco.
So Josiah Bosco has not had a chance to return any of those punts. The last one went into the end zone, came out to the 20. This one down on the 40, about 42 3/4 of a yard.
Nothing but precision here tonight. I've been outside every game this year, so, and most of them are turf fields, but it's sure nice to be here in the mini dome. Pretty easy to see those markers. We have a good angle, I should say.
If we can't see them, it's because of age and blindness, not because of they're not there.
Yeah, I might be having to get my eyes checked soon, but 3:17 left, 1st down and 10 from the 43. Sugar's going to take over, chase under center. He's going to give that handoff to, you guessed it.
That's Carson Harris.
Yeah,
and
Carson
in on the
Harris.
tackle this time, really calling his name for the first time, is Luke Sarich, who is the tackle leader for this Weiser group and does an excellent job. In fact, when you look at the tackle leaders, he's got 100 tackles on the season. That's the most of any player that I have done stats for in this playoff.
That's the biggest number I've heard.
I mean, we don't think much during the early part of the season because they don't have enough games under the belt. But when you got 11 games in your belt and you got 100 tackles, that's a lot.
Now right from the 50-yard line, the shotgun, it's going to be a quarterback run to the right side of the middle. And that's going to be the first down there for Sugar. And James Chase on that quarterback run for a first down. It's going to bring it up to the 46-yard line for Sugar-Salem. First down, 2:25 here to go in the game. And most of the games have been played on this left side of the field, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but no points.
No points.
That's what a turnover does right there.
So fresh set of downs for Sugar on the 46, Chase under center. The run's going to go to Harris again and met immediately by 45 of Weiser this time.
Cash Cobb.
And the front line of Weiser's, besides a couple plays in the first drive, has really bottled down the middle of the field for Sugar. There's not been a lot of room.
Well, and Sugar, it looks like they gave him about 1 yard out of that. Sugar got away with a false start on that. One of the running backs took off early. The opposite back took off early, not Carson, but I thought they got away with one there. But you notice now how far in everybody is, and they got a single right, a single left. This time just a single left. But those singles have been in on single coverage as well.
Chasing the shotgun, and there you go. There's the false start. Yep. The running back, Harris in the back, took off before the ball was.
They probably heard me down on the field,
yeah,
even though we're about 100 yards away.
Before that snap, Harris took off, and we're going to have a false start, and that's going to back him up here for a 2nd and 15 on the 49, just past the 50. And if you've ever been here to the mini dome, they have that big ISU there. It's kind of hard to tell where the marker is in the middle there. When they were just on the 50, I'm guessing the line judge, has a good angle on it. But once again, that big orange ISU sign, it's kind of hard to see. But nonetheless, 2nd and 15 now, 1 minute remaining in this first quarter of the state semifinal. Chasing the shotgun, Harris to his right, 3 wide receivers to the left. He looks left, now looks right, and almost intercepted, but Harris gets it. He's on his feet. He doesn't get called for attack. He doesn't get tackled, and he pushes his way.
Yeah, he never went down on the field.
No.
He rolled on the body of the defender, but Carson is a weeble wobble. For people my age, if you remember the old weeble wobble toys.
Or a bobblehead, it never really moves the base.
That's right. The old saying was weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. And that's kind of what happened there. He's only about 5'6". And we call him our Deuce Vaughn, for Sugar-Salem. They call him the Deuce Vaughn because he's a lot like Deuce Vaughn was with Kansas State, of course, who's now with the Dallas Cowboys. But he is one of those guys. It's just that center of gravity.
Yeah,
so
I think
tough.
most of the Weiser players thought he was down and kind of gave up. But nice job by Harris to pick up those yards and make it a very manageable 3rd and 2nd. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And the score is 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. We'll keep it right here and go through some of our sponsors. Title I, there is a difference, and we're proud to sponsor the Weiser Wolverines. We're a local title escrow company with 5 locations in the Magic Valley, including right here in Weiser. The folks at Title I understand the significance of your investments, and their experienced staff is dedicated to walking you through the process. For timely online title orders or property profile requests, visit TitleOneCorp.com or call 208-414-1455. Go Wolverines. From everyone at Title I, there is a difference. Grand Peaks Medical Center, your community health center, is proud to support our local athletes and keep them healthy on their road to state titles. Grand Peaks is located in St. Anthony and Rexburg, provides affordable medical care, dental, behavior health, pharmacy services for the entire family. Their healthcare providers and staff are highly trained and experienced in all areas of primary medicine, family dentistry, behavioral health, and prescription services. Grand Peaks is committed to establishing a personal relationship with each patient and providing affordable health care for your family. Visit grandpeaks.org online for full list of services. Good luck, Diggers, from all the staff at Grand Peaks. As we take over in the second quarter.
Tate Cutler ends up picking up the first down there for the Diggers. You see a lot of heavy Carson Harris run, and then Tate Cutler will carry some. He's kind of rotating his shoulder a little bit now, got a little bit of a stinger. You'll also see Cash Harris get a few carries out of there as well. Josiah Bosco.
So first down, Sugar, 11:35 left to go in the second quarter. Sugar in a heavy run formation, fakes the handoff as Chase is going to go deep to number 1. Bosco overthrows his receiver, but I like what Sugar's doing there. It's kind of that jab, 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 upper hook. We're going to run, and then look for a shot.
Yeah, well, and again, because of that heavy run, what it does, it leaves you in single coverage on the perimeter. And single coverage just now relies on the accuracy of your quarterback. And so the accuracy is, is important when you get in there. The accuracy is extremely important, and he's just overthrown him twice.
So 2nd and 10, 11:24 to go. Chase under center. Harris in the back. It's going to go to Harris up the middle and tackled. Again, 43.
Caleb Grove.
Caleb Grove has just
fantastic.
been all over that defensive line. And nice job tackling, wrapping up Harris low. I think that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
As we saw in that previous play, if you go high on Harris, he's going to bob and weave his way out. But if you go low, it's a much better chance to bring him down. 3rd and 7 now for the Diggers. 10:55.
So we've been joined up here in the booth by legend football player from University of Hawaii. He was actually the #1 rated linebacker in the country coming out of high school in 1988, David Tuifua. He's Rick's College second all-time in sacks, played for University of Hawaii, and then went to the Chiefs. And he's joined us now and in the booth here. He's just going to keep us settled here.
Sugar looks for a pass. Nearly sacked, but Chase is going to get out of bounds and get a couple yards. He's going to make sure we're calling the right plays here, right, Lance?
That's right. That's right.
I mean, I'm a Bears fan, so I don't know anything about football, apparently. Is what Brandon tells me, anyways, if he's listening. But nice job by Weiser there on the defense to pursue Chase. Could have been a sack, but Chase showed his wheels, got out of bounds, and it's going to bring up 4th down here. 4th and 3. On the 28-yard line, 10:27 to go. You got to think Sugar's going to go for it in this territory.
And I think they'll see if they can draw an offsides first. They might go with another timeout. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining as well.
Going to fake the handoff. The pass is up, nice and over. It's going to be the first down.
Tate Cutler.
That's going to be Tate Cutler on that pass. That was a great pass by Chase to get it over the defender of Weiser down the right sideline, and that's going to get the first down here for Sugar.
Well, and a great route was taken. Kind of, this doesn't show a stat, so kind of the unsung hero on that. You have Cash Harris, no relation to Carson Harris, just coincidence, the last name. Cash Harris ran a great route on that, and what he did is he ended up pulling not only a corner but pulled a safety with him, and it left that one-on-one coverage with Tate. And because he had the separation, all they had to do was dump it over.
Yeah, the kind of play action Sugar is running has been very effective. Chase under center, 2 wide receivers to his left. He's going to give the handoff to Harris, and he's going to be tackled again immediately by 3 defenders. But first in there is Caleb Grove again, and if you're keeping stats tonight, Caleb Grove has a lot of tackles.
Well, I'll tell you, so far, and of course after the game we do the IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, brought to you by the Idaho Transportation Department. But if Weiser was to win it, Caleb Grove's making a great case for himself tonight. And if Sugar was to win it, Carson Harris is making a great case. So it's if it's ended right now, it would either be 43 or 44. Would be who we give it to.
Unfortunately, the score would be 0-0.
That's right. We would just have to give it to both, I guess, in that scenario.
We can do that. So it's 9 left to go here in the second quarter. Second down for Sugar. Chase is going to roll to his right. He's looking for a receiver and tip, but almost could have been intercepted. There's a couple white jerseys in the vicinity, but no good there. You got to be careful when you tip those balls rolling. The safety in the back there for Weiser could have had a play at it.
Yeah, that was actually Ulrich that was intended for. And the difference here between the pass that was picked off is that this time he threw it over the defender and just made it so the only person that had a chance to catch it was his receiver. So if he doesn't catch it, it's going to go out of bounds because it's by the sideline. Where before, instead of throwing it kind of deeper and thinking, well, if only anybody can get it, it's going to be mine, threw it short, ends up being picked off.
Yeah, and you have to credit Weiser right now when they're rolling out, when Sugar's rolling out, they're staying home and not leaving a lot of room. So it brings up a third down here. They can still pick up first down. Chase, all the time in the world, is going to get the pass out, and it's going to be caught and a first down.
So Cash Harris comes up with that catch on that play. And, Cash is one of those guys, of course, last year, if you listen to the state championship game, he's the one that made that vital fourth down catch against Homedale that sealed that victory. And he actually got a concussion on that play. Couldn't remember the state championship game in which he played well in for a number of times.
It's a good thing, on IdahoSports.com, you can go back and order those archives, right?
That's right.
That family might have a couple of them. But nice job there. All the time in the world for Sugar to pass the ball. The offensive line did a great job. And now it's 1st and 4 on the 4-yard line. Sugar, Chase under center. Pitch back to Harris.
They're going to get a face mask. It'll be against number 61 on the play, Lucas Goff, but Josiah Bosco with the carry.
On the carry there, excuse me. Got 2 penalty markers down.
There's either going to be a face mask or a horse collar. It looked to me like a face mask with the left hand.
Yep. Face mask, Weiser.
So that gives us that half the distance to the goal. But it's an automatic first down.
So right there, about on the 3-yard line. Just a little behind it.
Yep.
So 1st and 3 for Weiser. And the time, this game is rolling, right? It's 8 left here in the second quarter. First half action, 0-0. Weiser looking to knock on the door first.
Well, it hasn't been a high penalty game for one. And you and I have been very fortunate this year, Sean. We've had the opportunity to call games that have just really not even, for the most part, the average amount of penalties. It was just.
I would feel like that had been most of my games all season have been very, very light.
I mean, I've had a couple elsewhere. I did have one earlier this year in North Fremont that just seemed like it was flag after flag after flag after flag. But by and large, you and I don't think we've had a game that we could say was really sloppily played enough to where it just drew a ton of penalty flags.
No, it's been well-coached teams. We have great officials here in Idaho, have done a great job. And I think what happened there is they didn't actually spot the ball in the correct place.
Yeah, they just by a yard.
Yep, so now the ball's on the 3. It's 1st and goal for Sugar. Chase under center. Harris behind him, and that's who it's going to go. And he's going to be stopped short again.
Right there, that's the same 1-yard line that he got stopped inside of as a sophomore in double overtime when Weiser won that game. Just that, if you've never had a chance to see that and you go into Idaho Sports and order that past game, it was just one of the most tremendous stops. I mean, it was a great, talk about a heavyweight boxing match.
It was just it was one of the best games I think I've watched, start to finish, and talk about a Michael Bay ending there with explosions. Car chases.
That's right. It was just fantastic, and Weiser earned every bit of that state championship. It was just a good special year.
2nd down here. Second touchdown, sure. And in on the touchdown was
Carson Harris.
Carson Harris. So 2-yard touchdown run by Harris gives Sugar their first points.
Well, and for both of these teams, I mean, we look at this clock, 6:54 remaining in half number 1, and neither one of these teams has taken that long to score in a game this year. In fact, if it was 6:54 remaining in the first quarter, we'd say it's the longest it's taken any of them to score.
The kick is up and good, so it's going to bring the score to 7. Well, yeah, if you know, like we looked at the averages, both team averages about 40 points per game, and at the 6:54 mark, we have our first points of the whole game.
Well, but I think one of the things you knew as you look at this is you've got both these teams. Yeah, they both score in the 40s. Weiser at 40, Sugar at 45. You've got, but Weiser's only given up 14. Sugar's only given up 10.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, you almost knew this was going to be a defensive battle coming in. You know, someone asked me earlier as well, is this going to be a scenario where it's just a wipeout on the field? And I said, no, we're likely to maybe see like a 14-7 score, a 21-14 score, something very similar. And you saw it with Homedale and Weiser earlier in the season.
It was close, one-score game. And, yeah, that's some people thought, is this going to be a shootout? You know, and I said, no, I would be surprised if it was 10-7. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was, 10-7 is your game. Scoring's going to be hard, and you got to credit both defense. And Weiser's defense, which has been on the field for pretty much most of the game, has done a pretty good job, but just couldn't hold there.
Well, and I think for both these teams, this is probably the best defense they've played against all year long.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for each, if you look at the schedules, probably each team, this has probably been the toughest opponent they've had coming into the year. And Sugar didn't have a slouch in a team against Kimberly last week, that's for sure. That was a very close game. That kickoff by Sugar goes straight down the middle, picked up around the 20-yard line, and that's number 5 for the Wolverines, and that's Jaden Walker.
He's brought down by Sammy Gonzalez and Wayne Caffrey. Wayne Caffrey, just a sophomore on this team as well. Sammy Gonzalez, a 2-year starter on that. So kicking off, Porter Tykert. Sugar for the last number of years has had soccer players be their kickers, and so he's missed a few games this year because of the soccer schedule, and of course he just came off a state championship soccer run for their team as well, and then kicks for the football team, and he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, you see that trend in high school football, the kickers. Weiser in the shotgun, they're going to go for the big pass, and it's caught!
What a fantastic catch!
Colin
Spencer
Cook is the pass, and then Spencer, and we'll remind you, Brock Spencer ran a kickoff back for 70 yards last week against Kimberly, so Brock Spencer with a one-handed grab, but it's going to come back, I think, here on the penalty.
You know, it was a one-handed catch, and this is the thing that was so impressive about that. The defense was fantastic. They were right there on him. It just ended up being a great catch by Brock Spencer, who also does lead this team in receptions and yards per game, 68 yards per game receiving. His long this year is 64 on the reception. He's got 8 TDs as well.
Well, I think it was holding on Weiser.
It was. It was at the line. It was fairly obvious that it happened. I was just hoping that they would oversee it, overlook it.
Man, it was one of the most phenomenal catches you'll see all year, right around the 40-yard line. And, yeah, Spencer, wow.
That's a next-level catch.
So that's going to bring up 1st and 20 for Weiser. They're going to roll out. The pass is going to go to no one. Looks like it was maybe intended for Luke Sarich.
Yeah, I think it was for
number
Sarich.
10 of Weiser.
And then on the defensive assignment, Cooper Mace, a junior in this Sugar system.
So 2nd and 20 for Weiser. 6:36 to go in the second quarter. Colin Cook's been active here on this drive, rolling out and passing.
Of course, tomorrow, the other half of the state championship will get set up. You got a much improved Teton team playing against, of course, the consistent powerhouse that Homedale has become.
Yep. Be a great one.
That game played out in Homedale on the new turf. In fact, I think the last team to win a game in Homedale was Sugar-Salem.
Weiser's going to take a timeout. We'd like to thank Propane Fertilizer. Is an environmental friendly product that reduces leaching. ProPete can help replace organic matter into soil. Peat-bound nutrients release when plants need them. Carbon 90 Plus binds nutrients to natural carbons of peat moss, encouraging steady plant growth for healthy turf, the real turf, with less mowing and thatch. Pro-peat is a great product for turf and ornamental applications, using a range from lawns and gardens to shrubs and trees. Pro-peat wants to wish diggers good luck tonight. Weiser Classic Candy and Deli is a proud sponsor of Weiser Athletics and wants to wish the boys good luck at tonight's game. Go get 'em, boys. Weiser Classic Candy.
You know, it's fun as we get all these sponsors from around the state. I always make a point when I go up in different parts of the state, 'cause I go spend a lot of time in the north end and stuff as well throughout the year, fishing and other things. I love to stop in at these different places. It's so much fun.
So 2nd and 20 in the shotgun. The pass is out to the right sideline. It's caught. It's going to be well short of the first down.
What you saw, though, was a prevent defense that we're not going to give up anything deep. We'll give you the short stuff, and Cooper Mace comes up with the tackle. But right now, I think what we're doing is we're seeing that Colin Cook has a good arm.
Yes.
And he's got an accurate arm. But, you know, they've kind of been doing that running game through, and they still have yet to pick up a first down in this ball game yet. But I think what we're seeing, too, is they're going to try also that run heavy, and see if we can't get some single coverage, as the linebackers have to suck in a little bit, your safeties have to come up a little bit, and maybe get a good pass in there for some deep yardage.
So just 4 yards on that pass from Cook. 3rd and 16 on the 38. Cook in the shotgun. He's going to look to his left. He's going to take it up the middle and taken down by...
looked like Ben Aldrich.
22?
Yeah, 22, Ben Aldrich.
Ben Aldridge. And that's going to bring up 4th down and force Weiser to punt for the 3rd time tonight.
You know, Weiser is just, I mean, literally, they're a couple inches away from breaking some big plays, and they were one penalty away from the big pass. And so don't let this 3rd punt fool you. This Weiser team is a great team.
The punt is bobbled and then blocked. And Weiser's going to fall on it, but great job by 51 of Sugar to block that punt. Clark Seedaway.
Yeah, Clark Seedaway, another one of those 300-pounders on that line.
He was not going after it after he blocked it.
No, I think he didn't realize that was a live ball.
Yeah, he kind of stopped, right? Either he was really tired or didn't realize, but great. Great.
Well, 300 pounds, you might be saying, I did my job.
I felt good about it. But huge turn of events there, because it's going to give Sugar amazing field position with 5:01 to go in the 2nd quarter. So blocked punt by Sugar. And
well, once again, you got Bosco in single coverage, and you're going to have Cash Harris coming across the field in single coverage as well.
It's going to be handoff to Harris up the middle for a couple of yards. Carson Harris has been busy. And Sugar uses a lot of misdirection with him too, right?
Yeah, they do.
They're going to give it the ball to Harris. You know he's going to get the ball, but then they're going to give a lot of play action or fake handoffs or throw it, and they're going to make you watch him one way or the other.
Well, brought down again by Weiser's leading tackler, Luke Sarich. Luke is just a fantastic player, and I'm really impressed with his movement out there. His lateral movement is extra good, which when you have 100 tackles on the season coming into this game, you're going to have some good lateral movement.
You're covering some turf, so 2nd and 8. The pass out to the left side is caught.
Cash Harris.
Cash Harris. That's going to bring up to a 3rd and 5 for Sugar. 4:11 to go.
Well, and Colin Cook, the quarterback, he comes out and makes that tackle on that play. One of the benefits that Sugar does have is James Chase only goes one way. So, you know, once you see it a lot, almost completely at the 2A level. And the 1A, you know, D1s, D2s, where all players pretty much go both ways.
Yeah.
You get into 3A, and it's kind of split a little bit. Once you get up 4 and 5A, it's usually just skill players that you'll see go crossover.
3rd and 5. The run is to Carson Harris. He breaks a couple tackles, almost another one to get the first down, and Wow, the breakaway cutback speed of Harris on display for Sugar right here. And like you said, Lance, if they don't get him in that first tackle, it's going to be a tough night for Weiser.
Well, it does. And we see what happens, when they meet him at the line with either Caleb Grove, they meet him there with Braden Phillips, they're able to bring him down. But when he breaks through that and that opens, it's really tough on a secondary, because now you got a guy that, he might only be 5'5", 5'6", but he goes about 200 pounds, and that's pretty thick, 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah, and Sugar's using, maybe a little more of that left side of the field where those guys are not at. So third and touchdown. Sugar is Harris for his second one of the game. A 5-yard variety with 3:26 left to go in the second quarter to bring Sugar to 13-0 over Weiser. Just almost the same play as before, just kind of a run to the left side of that line, and nice job by the line to make the hole, and Harris did the rest. Kick is up and good, so it's 14-0, and that block punt, I don't think it goes down as a turnover, but it's like a turnover, right?
The result is devastating, just like a turnover.
With the field position, and Sugar makes short work of it.
It's one thing getting a turnover on the opposite end of the field even though you hate turnovers and they're bad, like, for example, the one Sugar had, but nonetheless, Weiser still had to come 80 yards if they wanted to score.
Well, then I guess we had a penalty here on the kick, so there was some sort of penalty on the kick. It was on
So it's a personal foul penalty.
So 15 yards, personal foul.
Well, and that's odd, because if it happens after the play, of course, it gets exacted on the kickoff. And so I'm not quite sure what drew a 15-yard variety penalty.
It's going to take the extra point from the 25-yard line, and it's going to be just short.
And right now, the Sugar coaches are all over the white hat for not calling a roughing the kicker on that play. They went in and laid him out, and it was not blocked.
Yeah, the kick trajectory of the ball looked like it had been tipped or something, and that wasn't the case. It was the hit on the kick, and so there's personal foul penalty. Backs it up 15 yards. The kick, that extra point kick, comes from the 25-yard line. It's no good. Could have been roughing the kicker, not called. So regardless, it's 13-0 with 3:26 to go in the second quarter.
Well, that's right. And there's no replay in high school football. And, if you're Weiser, you go with what you're taking. It's like a foul in basketball. You might foul the guy, but if the ref doesn't call it, you just play on. And you say, good, we'll take one this time for the good guys, right?
Yeah, I guess. A lot happened in no time was taken off the clock, right, on the extra point.
Yeah.
But again, 1 point could be the difference in this ball game.
Right. I'm not saying one team's good guys, one team's bad guys. I'm just saying anytime it happens for you, you say there's one for the good guys,
So Sugar-Salem will kick off with 3:26, ahead 13-0, and Weiser's going to have to look, I think, to put something together here before the half ends. And the same kick, just a line drive down the middle, is what Sugar's been doing. It's picked up, run back. Can be tackled just past the 25-yard, maybe the 27 is where they'll place the ball for Weiser. And on the run back is Brock Spencer, who is dangerous, and that might be why Sugar's kicking it the way they are right now.
Well, and Dallin Stewart with a fantastic tackle on that. Dallin Stewart grew up in Sugar City. His father got transferred with his job down to Utah, so he played at a 6A school down in Utah as a freshman, sophomore, and now they moved back. His dad's job transferred him back up to Sugar-Salem, so now he is playing for Sugar.
3:19 to go. We'll see what Weiser can put together. As Cook hands off.
Dowling in on the tackle.
Caleb Grove again with the run. No runs on the last set of plays for last drive for Weiser. So 2 yards there on that.
So Carson Harris got in on that tackle first. And by the way, Carson Harris not only the leading rusher for Sugar, he's also the leading tackler.
Weiser's going to run it again up the middle.
Aldrich in, but once again, Caden Dowling, the bottom of the pile.
Quarterback keeper there by Cook.
And Stewart in on that again, who made the tackle on the kickoff.
3rd and 5 for Weiser with 2:26 in the first half action here in the newly revamped mini dome.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Nice. Just this is like a mini dome like you and I have never seen it.
Not have I ever. It's great. They've done a nice job. In the shotgun is Cook. He's going to roll to his left, and the pass is going to be broken up nicely by number 8, or no.
Logan Cutler.
Yeah,
Tate Cutler. Logan was his brother that was a running back a few years ago.
Tate Cutler, nice job.
Well, that was number 8 versus number 8, as Brock Spencer with number 8 was the intended receiver on the play.
8 versus 8.
And I'll tell you, I know you're listening to this broadcast, folks out there, but I can't tell you enough how accurate Colin Cook is. Man. He has not thrown an inaccurate pass today.
His receivers have had a chance to catch every ball he's thrown. Weiser's going to punt here. This time the punt is off.
And the last punt, the problem with the block punt had nothing to do with the punter. It was a bad snap.
Bosco's going to dribble on the floor a little bit. Bosco's going to pick it up to about the 28-yard line. And Sugar's going to take over here with 1:53 to work with in this first half action.
You know, both of these teams have great multi-sport athletes that play on their teams, and it's fun because we of course get a chance to call basketball as well, call baseball in the springs and stuff, so we actually see a number of these players as they play in other sports, and it's a lot of fun. You take like Caden Dowling, you know, he was a top 3 finisher in the discus and shot last year at the state playoffs. So was Ryan Bingham. So it's fun to see these kids from both schools get a chance to play.
Chasing the shotgun, the pass to the right sideline is caught by Bosco. And Sugar sure is looking for Bosco, Josiah, when they're looking to pass. He's definitely the receiver they're looking for tonight.
Well, and he's been the one with that single coverage, because with the run game of Sugar behind the legs of Carson Harris, it's brought those outside linebackers in, and it's brought the safeties up, leaving one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, and Sugar's going to take a timeout. Les Schwab in Weiser has been serving the community for 51 years, since 1971, home of the best new tire warranty around. Les Schwab also offers additional service, including brakes, wheel alignments, tire balancing and rotations, flat tire repair, and more. Conveniently located in downtown Weiser, let Les Schwab help you get back on the road safely. Doing it right is what we do best. Les Schwab in Weiser is proud to support Wolverines in the playoffs this year. Gateway Park in Idaho Falls is bringing the mountain to town this winter. Gateway Park is a new tubing hill in Idaho Falls, located right by Ryder Park on Sunnyside Road, close to the freeway. It snows every day at Gateway Park. Great for families, kids, youth groups. Everyone will have a fun time at East Idaho's newest tubing adventure.
And it's neat. If you get a chance to go look at that, I'm so excited. There's one up in Boise that has done really well. One down in Utah, too.
Second down for Sugar. They're going to go to Bosco down the right sideline. Big pass, just a little overthrown, single coverage, and the pass is no good.
You know, he's been able to get some separation on that play, but this time the defender was right with him. Number 3, Xander Gray, has done a great job, and Gray's been put in a tough position today, having that single coverage on the outside against Bosco. And I tell you what, Gray has taken it like a champ. And had Bosco have caught that, Gray was there for the tackle.
Yeah, and I like what James Chase is doing. At least his throws are going far. You know, a little out of reach. When those passes get short, that's when it can become trouble as far as interceptions. Third down, Harris is going to take it up the middle. Nice hole for a first down, just past the 40-yard line. So another first down. And, you know, Sugar's been able to do this tonight, is get out of the third downs. I think that's been a huge key.
And here's what happened. Now they started throwing the ball a bit. What did that do? Moved your linebackers out, spread your line, and then it opens it up for a run.
Chasing the shotgun goes to Bosco to the right sideline for about 5 yards, and Sugar-Salem trying to hurry up a little bit here with 1:14 to go in the half.
Tate Cutler in single coverage down deep. I think he was a little upset they didn't pass it to him, but the defense was good by number 5, Jaden Walker. By the way, Cleet Cook and Colin Cook are brothers on this Weiser team.
And you love it. You love to see it, right? And 3A, 2A, that you see lots of family tradition run through these teams.
Junior and a freshman.
2nd and 6 for Sugar on the 45. 1:14 in the second quarter. Chase has all day to throw. Goes down the middle, nearly intercepted. And
boy, that was awfully close to being picked off by Colin Cook.
Yeah, Colin Cook. I keep having to look because I'm like, we're calling Cook all the time, but man, he's been as good as he's been throwing. He's been great in that secondary.
He has. He is just a solid ball player.
Weiser would definitely like to get Sugar to punt here on this 3rd and 6 with 1:08. Chasing the shotgun, Harris to his left hip. Chase is going to look to pass. He's going to roll to his left now, and he's going to go for it himself and come up short of the first down as James Chase, but probably a smart decision. And I mean, Weiser's secondary has been they pretty much put the blanket on.
Well, it was a very smart decision to go out of bounds because guess who was right by him chasing him was Caleb Grove. We know Caleb Grove can take people down.
He can, and he can make short distances very quickly. He's got that velociraptor speed.
Yeah, he does.
So 4th and 4.
He's a stud. There's no question about it.
So 4th and 4. So Weiser holding here as Sugar comes out to punt.
Dallin Liddell, the punter.
And Spencer, I think, back to return for Weiser. The punt is up. And it's caught around the 25. And he's going. He's got room. Goes out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, if it had not have been for Carson Harris making that tackle on that play, he was going down the sideline for a touchdown. That was a fantastic return by Weiser, and the blocking was pretty special as well.
Yeah, Harris did a nice job to cut the angle, right? Sometimes football becomes geometry, and his pursuit made it unable for him to cut up the edge. But Weiser has 49 seconds here on the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. Cook in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the right side, man in motion. Cook's going to hand it off and tackled immediately on the
Dowling. And I'll tell you what, Caleb Grove looks awfully big until Caden Dowling grabbed him. That was a battle of the beasts right there between those two.
If you've ever seen a Godzilla movie, at the end the 2 monsters usually battle. And that's what just happened there. 2 immovable objects hit.
Well, and Caden Dowling got up. He was all excited. Then he kind of turned around, and him and Caleb Grove kind of gave each other the thumbs up like, okay, let's do that more. That's you love it when players have respect for each other.
Time clicking off here.
Grove
10
has been
seconds.
special this game.
Cook's going to roll to his right, and it's incomplete. It's going to stop the clock with 6 seconds.
It's tapped away by McAnally. McAnally's played a great game today. We haven't called his name as much as we did last week, but what he has done, I mean, the best opportunity that Weiser had to pick up a first down today, he got in for a 9-yard loss on the play to be able to stop that. He's been special, just a junior again, committed for college baseball to what is now Utah Tech, a Division I school. Used to be Dixie State College back in the day. That ages me a little bit. I'd grown up in southern Utah until my late junior high years and grew up in Cedar City, just north of St. George.
3rd and 13, 6 seconds to go. Could be the final play of the half. Cook in the shotgun. He's got time. And then sacked.
Ryan Bingham.
Ryan Bingham. He takes the part of the jersey with him in his hands and gives the the muscle sign to the Sugar crowd, and that's going to end the half with Sugar up 13-0 over Weiser. So it's 13-0 halftime. Fall River Propane serves East Idaho from Shelley and Firth to Island Park. Teton Valley with the highest quality, hottest burning propane. Competitive prices. Our industry trained and certified service staff make all the models of propane, fireplaces, and stoves. Fall River Propane is your full service propane provider for homes and businesses. Check them out at fallriver.com or call anytime at our new phone number, 833-682-3671. That's 833-682-3671. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference. Farmers Supply Co-op located at 622 East Commercial Way in Weiser. Enjoy some delicious eats in the Farmers Cafe or fill up your toys, grab drinks, snacks, play lottery, get a hunting and fishing license. Ice supplies all in one spot. Hungry? They deliver. Find them on Facebook for specials and new arrivals. Locally owned and operated since 1935. Farmers Supply Co-op is a proud supporter of Weiser Athletics and wants to wish them good luck in the tournament. Dilly Dental has been providing you with personalized quality dental care that you deserve since 2013. When you visit Dr. Dilly Dental Office, your smile is our top priority. They offer implements, crowns, bridges in the office, bleaching, and even Botox. Dilly Dental can meet the needs of your entire family, either their Weiser or Oregon Cambridge office. Dilly Dental is a proud supporter of Weiser Athletics. For over 50 years, Overhead Door Company of Nampa has been serving Western Treasure Valley and surrounding communities since 1961. Homeowners, contractors, and businesses have relied on Overhead Door Company for all aspects of garage door installation, repair, and service. Overhead Door is a proud sponsor of all area athletics. In Weiser Memorial Hospital, the surgical specialty clinic, the family medical center, and proud to be Weiser's hometown choice for medical care. They work as a team for providers to mental and behavioral health, as well as specialties like orthopedics, medicine, imagery, general surgery, and more. They are people serving the community, getting results here for the future at Weiser Memorial Hospital. It's always a great day to be a Wolverine. Go Big Red. Our halftime score here at the Mini Dome, Sugar-Salem, looking to get back to the state title, leads Weiser 13-0. We'll have a quick break and we'll be back with the post-game show on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
Go. Yeah, let's go. All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
college costs money?
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Former regional champ and back in training.
That's commitment.
Ow!
Oh, tough start. This is not as easy as it used to be, folks.
And she's off, obviously pushing through some pain.
Every muscle is begging her to stop. How's she doing this?
I'm not even sure she knows.
Look at her go. And stop.
Come on.
And go again.
It's literally the home stretch. Whoa!
She made it. Feel the elation.
What fuels that kind of fire?
Idaho Sports Nation, Ideal, Idaho's education savings program, is a proud partner of IdahoSports.com and an ideal way to save for college. Did you know it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? There is no better time than today to start saving for college expenses for you or for a loved one. Information and a full disclosure statement, including risks, terms, and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Go save for college and go Idaho student athletes.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Folks, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news? You just took that selfie with poison ivy. Good news, someone gets to use their coverage from Your Health Idaho. Quality coverage for as low as $0 a month.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome in to the Idaho Launch halftime show. Did you know current Idaho high school seniors are eligible up to $8,000 in grant money? Apply today. Idaho Launch, support in every direction. So here we are, semifinal number one of the 3A state championships. Sugar-Salem ahead 13-0 in a very back and forth defensive battle here tonight in the Holt Arena. Both teams defensively very impressive. Sugar's defense has been a little bit better, right? Holding Weiser to 0 points, but Weiser's defense no slouch either.
No.
As they have unable to put the points on, and we talked about this a little bit, and I couldn't agree more, is that the difference is where these turnovers have happened.
Yeah.
So the first turnover, Weiser was able to get an interception in the end zone, unable to get any points out of it. And then what I think has made the biggest play of the game so far is Sugar-Salem was able to block a punt, giving them great field advantage. They were already ahead at 7 points, and then were able to turn that punt block into 6 more points, giving them that lead. And just overall, just really well coached both sides of the game. All the players we talked about, we've said their names. Really just kind of that blocked punt, I think, is the huge difference. And also Weiser just not really able to put together anything offensively.
Yeah.
They've had glimpses, but they haven't been able to really put anything together that's got them anywhere near scoring position.
Yeah, well, and I think things that have to be addressed at halftime, and both teams will address plenty at halftime. You know, this isn't a big enough lead for a team to say, well, what's working for us is working, so we'll make them prove they can stop it first. You know, that's not this kind of a lead at 13-0. But for Coach Harrison and the Weiser Wolverines, you have got to find a way to keep a drive going. They're a team that averages 40 points a game. They're yet to even pick up a first down in this ball game. And you've got to be able to do that. They had the beautiful pass downfield with the one-handed catch that was awesome. Unfortunately, it came back for a hold for them. And, you know, I mean, it was an obvious hold. It wasn't a, you know, but it was something that was a special pass. It was a special catch, and it really would have been kind of that momentum that they needed to get moving along. I think the other thing too, you know, that you look at is both teams. You know, you've got to address for Sugar continuing to meet running backs at the line, because I think 7 yards is the longest run thus far for Weiser. And for Weiser, you have got to talk about Carson Harris. And you and I talked about him before the game. We talked about one of the keys of victory to Weiser was that you have to meet Carson Harris at the line. And when they've met him at the line, they've met him with, I think the only ones who've got tackles on him at the line have been Caleb Grove and Braden Phillips, and they've done a great job. But when he's got past Phillips and Grove into that secondary, that's when it's been trouble for the defense for Weiser.
Yeah, and with the running of Sugar, the other thing they've done nice is the Diggers, is they've done nice passes to the sideline. They've used the field, kind of short 5-yard, 6-yard passes towards the sideline, extended that field of play, and gotten yards there. You know, Sugar hasn't done anything huge. It's been a lot of just good 6-7 yards here or there, and able to control the ball and get yards and get first downs. And I think I'd have to agree with you. The ability to get first downs has been pretty much the biggest difference offensively for either team. Sugar-Salem's been able to extend a couple of drives enough to get scores, but, you know, both teams' defenses have been just phenomenal.
Well, the only team this year that has held Sugar to 2 touchdowns in the first half, that's 2 offensive touchdowns, has been Star Valley, the number 1 rated team in the state of Wyoming. But Sugar picked up a couple defensive touchdowns during that period of time too, and so Sugar ended up winning that game handily. But nonetheless, their defense held Sugar just to 2 touchdowns. And for you know, for Weiser to step up and do this, you're not out of that ball game. Now, one thing that hurts you a little bit if you're Weiser is not only did Sugar put up those 2 touchdowns, but Sugar gets the ball to start half number 2. And so we've got to see what kind of defensive adjustments made, because you can't figure that James Chase is going to continue to overthrow Josiah Bosco all game long. And Josiah Bosco has got separation, and he's been in single coverage.
Yeah, they've run, Sugar, that is, has run that, 2-1 punch, right? You run, and they're looking for that shot down the field. And a couple times there's been the separation for Bosco. The pass is just a little overthrown, and you got to think if Sugar can get one of those plays, that might be almost too much for Weiser to come back. But, on Weiser's side of the ball, and you've talked about it, Lance, is, Colin Cook is one of the most accurate passers I've seen all year in any division of football. His ball is on target, and you've got to think at some point that those passes are going to start making some effect there. But you got to credit Sugar's defense. Have been getting the pressure on them, and both quarterbacks, Sugar and Weiser, have done a nice job rolling out and extending those plays. But this has been a defensive battle that I think most people thought it might not be. When if you look at what both teams can do, the average score would be 80 points. and we're not on track for that tonight.
For you and I, we knew this would be a pretty low-scoring game. And yeah, for people just looking at stats, oh, this will be a high scoring, but they don't understand. Weiser only gives up 14 points a game. Sugar only gives up 10.
Yeah.
And so these are defenses that are going to make offenses earn every yard that they get, and that's what these teams have done. And I think if you're Weiser, you come out and say, guys, it's only 13 points.
Yeah.
And we come out and score a couple touchdowns. We got the lead in this game, but they've got to find a way to stop Harris, and they got to find a way where they can start getting maybe some double coverage over on Bosco, because that eventually could hurt Weiser if those passes from James Chase don't get overthrown.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key. Yeah, if you're Tom Harrison and the locker room at the halftime, I think even though you don't have any points being Weiser, you're still like, we've held Sugar-Salem to 13 points. Yeah, we haven't scored, but we're not out of this game at all. And, I think a lot of times when we go to halftime, we kind of talk about what are the defenses going to do. Well, I don't know if there's too much more the defenses can really do here. I think it's, both offenses, mostly we got to look at Weizer's. If Weizer's offense going to make some adjustments to get first downs and get some points, and then can Sugar kind of make a tad bit of adjustment and hit some big home runs, or maybe not adjust and just control the ball, because, Weiser, you didn't have many shots at having the ball. Yeah, they had possessions, but the clock, I think, was really controlled very well by Sugar in that first half action.
Well, and anytime you get teams that can do a run-pass combo and are good at both, you have that ability to control the clock a little bit. Now, this is the thing. If you're Sugar, you don't come out and say, well, let's just go out and just take a lot of time off the clock. 13-point lead is not the lead to do that. Maybe you do that if you're up 28-0 or something like that, and you say, guys, let's just keep the ball on the ground, run the ball, be safe. But this isn't that kind of lead. You got to go out and you got to continue to do the things that got you the lead, first of all. And Weizer's got to step up and show that they can stop that. And this could be a completely different ball game come half number 2. Don't forget tonight, folks, Highland, Meridian, our second time matching up this year.
Yeah, so we got a doubleheader here tonight. First game, obviously, we have Sugar versus Weiser, and then later, after this game concludes, we've got a highly anticipated semifinal between Highland and Meridian. Just 49 days since they last played, and Lance was there, and Meridian came away with a close victory, and many people have this game down as one for the ages here later tonight. But first, we got to get through this game, which is far from over.
And fantastic.
Thanks for watching the Idaho Launch Halftime Show. Did you know current Idaho athlete seniors are eligible up to $8,000 in grant money? Apply today at Idaho Launch. Support in every direction. Education and training funds flexible enough to let students find their career their way. Seniors get up to $8,000. Couldn't say that enough, how great that is for education, training after high school. And we're ready now for the second half action here at the Mini Dome. And like you said, Lance, Weiser's going to have to kick off to start with, and I think Weiser's going to definitely have to, come out strong here and get a defensive stop.
Well, and for the Weiser defense on this return here, usually it's Bosco that brings it back. It's usually Bosco or Tate. They're both back there, but Bosco most of the time brings it back. And what he does is he starts up that middle, and it sucks the defense into that middle, and then he darts to the edge. And when he darts to the edge, all of a sudden now the defenders are pushed into that middle and have to come and chase. Thankfully for Weiser, what a fantastic kick.
Yeah,
that's as good as you'll see.
That ball hit in the end zone. What a kickoff by Weiser, touchback. And
yeah, it didn't just go to the end. I mean,
it landed.
Usually it can bounce and roll in the end zone. This landed 3/4 of the way deep in the end zone.
Yeah, if you've ever been to the Mini Dome, I can paint you the picture. It says Bengals. There's a big picture of a Bengal, which takes up all the 10 yards, and it landed a little past the mouth of that Bengal.
I obviously know the Sugar kids really well, and a lot of these kids have spent a lot of time inside my home, as I have a boy that's a senior there as well. But I have had Weiser at a number of different events over the years. I cannot be more impressed than I am with Weiser. What a great community they are, great sports fans, great teams, a lot of fun.
Sugar-Salem will start out 1st and 10 on the 20 with a run.
There's Carson Harris.
And of course it's Carson Harris for 3 yards on the run there. And that's been the MO for Sugar tonight, just those runs. But they've been able pretty much to get, I think 3 might be the least amount of yards.
Yeah.
Besides one good tackle for a loss earlier in the first quarter by Weiser. But for the most part, Sugar's been able to get positive yardage on these runs. Chase in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to his right. He's going to fake the handoff, taking himself to the right side. He's going to bounce off, and he's going to be tackled on the shoulder. Touchdown saving tackle by Jaden Walker, number 5 of Weiser, because Chase was on the move.
And he's fast. I'll tell you, Walker grabbed him by that sleeve and was not going to let him go. Jaden Walker, as fantastic as the run was, the tackle was equally as fantastic because it saved a touchdown.
Yeah, Walker kind of had to do his best dance move to flip his body to even do that, as Chase had went by everyone. Great piece of running there. First down on the 44 for Sugar, and nice run. I think it's the play option. You know, it's the fake to Harris that's opening up either side of the field he doesn't go on.
Yeah, the defense all followed Harris on that play.
This time Chase is gonna hand off to someone different.
It's actually McAnally this time.
McAnally's gonna take it on a sweep to the left side, close to the sideline, and that's going to be another first down for Sugar.
Well, and what made it so McAnally could hit the outside like that? Well, what made it is the runs of Carson Harris that, again, suck those outside linebackers in, bring those safeties up, and now it's a chase to the edge. And usually on a chase to the edge, because the defense has to angle that,
yep,
you're going to give up usually a minimum of 5-6 yards on something like that.
I can tell you this, it was a good enough misdirection that I had a hard time figuring out who had the ball. and Sugar's been doing a good job, and now they're using Harris as a big-time decoy, like they're duck hunting. Chasing the shotgun. He's going to drop back.
Single coverage with Tate Cutler.
And he's going to look at Cutler, and it's going to connect, but just out of his hands around just past the 10-yard line, kind of caught it. Spun around to get his forward momentum, and it comes out of his hands.
Great defense by Jack Schertz, too. Jack Schertz right there, so the ball really hit Tate Cutler right in the hands, right in the chest area. And it was the hands of Jack Schertz to get it in there and make sure that he didn't maintain possession of that. That was an excellent defensive play. Excellent pass, too.
Yeah, good pass. He was just catching it. He was kind of running backwards, and yeah, just unable to pull it down. Good defense there. 2nd and 10 on the 45. 9:45 to go in the third quarter. Chasing the shotgun. Harris to his right hip. 2 wide receivers to the right. It's going to be a pass to that right side. Caught.
Goes back to Cutler for 4 yards.
Tate Cutler for 4 yards. And third down here, 3rd and 6 for Sugar.
This is one of the longer third downs that Sugar has had in this game. They did have a 3rd and 10 one time that they were able to hit Cash Harris for a reception on the far side of the field from where we sit.
And I can tell you, most of the games have been played inside like the 40, 30-yard lines of each side of the field besides the 2 touchdown drives of Sugar. 3rd and 6, chasing the shotgun. Harris is right. He's going to fake the handoff, taking himself up the middle. Nice hole. He's going to get the first down is Chase. And Chase has shown his running skills here in the second half.
He is. James Chase, a fantastic pitcher as well on the baseball team. One of those that will have some baseball offers before the season is over, too.
And you can tell, Weiser is really gearing on where Harris is going after that, after the snap and that kind of initial play action. And it's causing a little disruption. So another first down for Sugar on the 35.
Well, and you can tell that was a halftime adjustment, something that was addressed, because what they're doing is they're moving Caleb Grove and Braden Phillips away from where the play is taking place. And those are their 2 main tacklers.
This time the handoff draw to the left side.
And it is Grove. He gets right in and makes that tackle.
Grove is right there to stop, not Chase, Harris.
But see, what happens here is now they run a couple plays at him. And what does it do now for a play that goes to the outside or pass play? It takes it out of it, because what they do is they'll follow Harris that next time on that.
Grove, you get the feeling like Grove is like a spy on Harris. Instead of the quarterback, he's almost spying down wherever Harris goes.
Well, neither team has got in for a sack, I don't believe, today. We've had some tackles for losses,
Yeah.
but they weren't on a sack. They were after the ball had been handed off.
2nd and 8, 7:43 to go in the second quarter. Chasing the shotgun. He's going to get almost sacked. Does a nice job to lunge forward for a few yards. Looking to pass there, but great defense by Weiser to 2 defenders in on that.
Well, breaking through the line that time was Braden Phillips, and I just think James Chase could tell quickly that there's no way I'm going to get this pass off. So I'm going to try to get as many yards as I can out of this, because Phillips, if he grabs you, you're going down.
Yeah, smart decision not to lose yards there by Chase. 3rd and 8.
They got single coverage again with Bosco on the right side.
3 wide receivers to the left, and that's where Chase is going to go. And he's going to get the pass to
That's McAnally again.
Dawson McAnally for another Sugar-Salem first down. And that they've done, Sugar, I have to give them credit. They've done a nice job with those short passes using the whole field. They're doing a good job of using all this great turf here in the mini dome.
So Dawson McAnally, his father Jace played for Coach Dwight Richens out at Teton High School back in the day. And of course, Coach Tyler Richens for Sugar-Salem won a state championship as a quarterback for his father there at Teton High School.
1st and 10 on the 22 for Sugar. Chase under center. He's going to hand off to Harris. He's going to cut in right side for his normal 4 or 5 yards.
I'll tell you what, though, Luke Sarich came up and made the tackle on that. Once the defense was set, once the offense was set, there was a defensive adjustment that brought Sarich over to the farther on that left side of the defensive line, and that is why that wasn't more yardage for Harris. That was a fantastic defensive adjustment by Sarich on that, as he moved just enough to pick up that hole and bring Harris down once the ball was snapped.
Yeah, you can see why Weiser only gives up an average of 13 points, which where we're at here in the third quarter. 13-0, Sugar ahead. Handoff, left side, free, open, touchdown, Sugar. And that's
Big Red Tate Cutler.
Yeah, Tate Cutler. Nice run there.
And and now they're given a celebration penalty. The players hugged. I'm not understanding this. The players hugged. There was no trash talk to the other team. I think both these teams have been relatively respectful to each other.
Maybe it was he did throw the ball up.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah,
if he threw the ball up, then absolutely you have to call that as an official.
So Tate Cutler with the run. The left side sweep brings the score to 19-0.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened. And Coach Richens just chewed Tate Cutler out on the sideline. Said, you just...
Yeah, it was in the corner there. He threw the ball up straight up, and I think that's what they're going to get him for.
Big number 55, Case Vela, about a 260-pounder, checks into the ball game.
So now this is 2 extra points where Sugar has been backed up.
Yeah.
So that's why we've kind of got the odd score of 19-0 right now. And just a nice sweep by Cutler there. So from the 25-yard line, Sugar will attempt the extra point.
It's Tykert, the sophomore.
High snap, it's dropped, and Weiser's going to jump on it. So the extra point is no good. And the snap was just a little too high. The holder tried to get it, but it was on top of his helmet and went behind him.
Yep. The holder on that is Abe Baldwin, and Abe's got great hands. His older brother played football down at Brigham Young University. So his father was a college basketball player, and if he didn't catch it, it's because it was a bad snap.
The snap was too high, but nonetheless, Sugar gets more points on the board, 19-0, 5:31 to go in the third quarter. MTE Communications is your local internet provider, bringing high-speed internet services to Weiser. MTE Communications is a proud sponsor of Weiser Wolverines and all of our youth because they matter. Good luck, Weiser Wolverines. Taylor Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Sugar-Salem athletes. Taylor Chevrolet has been serving the Upper Valley for 90 years with excellent service and stellar sales team. Taylor Chevrolet is home of oil changes for life. That's right, buy a new or used vehicle and never worry about oil again. Taylor Chevrolet is your Southeast Idaho auto leader with a wide selection of Chevrolet and Cadillac models. Come in today and get the vehicle you want with oil changes for life. Stop by their Rexburg locations or visit their website at .taylorchev.com.
Meridian's coaching staff moving in some boxes here, and this hallway is not very wide to go up the stairs. It's going to use about every inch and maybe not even be able to get up. We'll see.
Sugar kicks off to Brock Spencer. Again, that straight down the middle line drive. Brock Spencer gets the ball up to the 37. And, yeah, they redid everything at the mini dome but where I think we're at, Lance.
Yeah, I think so. They did repaint, though, the outside.
There's nice new carpet. I think part of the plan is this is eventually the press box sports area PA announcer. I believe it's part of the plan that this eventually will get upgraded as well.
Yeah, yep.
First and 10 on the 37. Weiser's going to pitch it back to...
Looks like Jaden Walker.
Jaden Walker this time. He's going to have about 5 yards on that pitch back, and Weiser sets up in that wing tee, very classic, no wide receivers out run, and that's what they did give him 5 yards. So 2nd and 5, one of the bigger run plays for Weiser.
It looked to me like he got even a little bit more than that.
Pitch back again to Walker. This time he's going to be met immediately and tackled for no gain or even a loss of 1 there.
Big Caden Dowling in there one more time. He's
Number
another
75.
one of those kids. And the thing is there's big kids out there, and then there's big kids that are also weight room kids. He happens to be a big kid that's a weight room kid.
Yeah, the weight doesn't look very big to him. That's for sure. So 3rd and 5, yeah, no gain on that run on the 42, 4:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. Pitch back, now it's going to be a throw. Looks to throw, pulls it back in, and going to get the first down in what was a broken play, and it was Brock Spencer. It was pitched back to Brock Spencer, looked to run it, then he looked to pass it 2 or 3 times, took it in, and then ran it to the right side for a first down.
And that's an important play. That's the first down that Weiser has had in this ball game. And more importantly, I think you look at it, and clock's working against you. Sugar took almost 3/4 of the time off of the play clock on their first drive of the 3rd quarter. So you've got to pick up these first downs and move down the field if you're Weiser.
Now 3:50 to go. Caleb Grove takes the run up the gut for 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now on the 49-yard line for Weiser, and this is maybe the farthest Weiser's been tonight.
If there's 2 players that we have to say have really excessively impressed us on both sides of the ball, it's been Grove offensively and defensively, and it's been Carson Harris offensively and defensively. Those 2 players have played tough, two-way football for their teams.
Cook in the shotgun, he's going to hand off, but tackled in the backfield, number 10 of Sugar, Samuel Gonzalez. Huge play for a loss. I don't know where he came from, but he came quick, and that was Gonzalez.
Sam Gonzalez is another one of those kids that's built a lot like Carson Harris, about that 5'5", 5'6" range, but just thick. Tree trunk legs, weight room upper body, and he comes in, and because of that lower center of gravity, they're not having to take you on at chest to chest. They get you around the bottom half and just bring you down.
So a few yards lost there, brings up a 3rd and 9, 2:30 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Cook in the shotgun, he's going to roll to his left, and the pass is on a dime, caught past the 40-yard line is
Brock Spencer.
Brock Spencer,
and again, we have yet to see Colin Cook throw a bad pass today.
No, there's well coverage. Even some people, a little bit in a zone, maybe a linebacker for Sugar too, but It was a rocket as he rolled to his left is Cook. 13-yard pass there, and a nice job by Weiser to get their second first down here on the 38. Look at knocking kind of at the door here for Weiser. Well, this is the closest they've been.
It is. First time they've been on Sugar's half of the field. And I think that they've got 2 first downs now. And I think when you look at them, you know that what they addressed at halftime is Sugar's going to come out and take a lot of time off the clock in that third quarter possession. So we're going to have to pass the ball as well.
Run to the left side is Jaden Walker. And if you've been paying attention during the second half, Jaden Walker's become a little more focal point of the Wolverines offense.
Sam Gonzalez picking up another tackle.
So 2nd and 7 on the 35, 1:25 left to go in the third quarter. And Weiser fans are getting loud here for kind of the first time tonight. Cook in the shotgun. Man in motion. Cook's going to drop back. And he's going to look down the middle of the field. He's got a wide open receiver. And it's incomplete. And that
it was
Jack Shirts?
Yeah, it was intended for Shirts, and it was underthrown just enough. First of all, it was triple coverage, but it was underthrown just enough that Bosco was able to get in there and knock that away a little bit. Just a side note for some of these, and this isn't a crossover that you see very often. There are some of these players, for example, Sugar-Salem, that will wrestle during the wintertime, some that will play basketball. There is a number of these kids, including Big Ryan Bingham, who are on that 3-time state championship cheer team, repeating that they cross over football and cheer.
Multi-sport athletes is a huge deal.
Well, and cheer is the most demanding sport on Sugar's campus.
3rd and 7 tipped on the pass. Colin Cook was hit on the arm. The pass is incomplete.
Yeah, Clark Sidaway got in there, the other 300-pounder. He got in there, and this is what I like. Sometimes defenders will get in and think, I've got a free shot at the quarterback. I'm going to take that hit while I can. Instead, what he did was realize it's more important to get my hand up there and alter that pass than it is to try to hit him hard. Because if I go low and try to hit him hard, he's an accurate passer. He's going to get it there.
Yeah, if that pass isn't, if his arm isn't, Cook's arm isn't hit, it might have been on target. Nonetheless, it's 4th and 7, 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Cook in the shotgun, he's going to roll to his right. He's going to look to his right, and he's got a receiver, and it's caught, and it's going to be close to
It is first down.
Brock Spencer, and it's a first down. Weiser, so on the 4th down, Weiser picks up that first down. Huge with 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
That was a big-time play and a good way to keep that alive. Colin Cook, the junior quarterback, rolls to his right. He was trying to throw from the pocket.
Yep.
And he got flushed out because the slot receiver was covered tightly and in double coverage as well, and rolls to his right. Does a great job.
1st and 10. The pass is back and caught. Touchdown, Weiser. And it was actually Jaden Walker who threw that ball.
Yeah.
And Brock Spencer catches it for the touchdown. 28-yard touchdown pass for Brock Spencer. And Weiser gets on the board, and Jaden Walker, the pitch back to Jaden Walker, and he ends up throwing the ball for the touchdown and gets Weiser on the board. 6-19. Extra point for Weiser is up and good. Kind of I don't know if you'd call it a trick play, Lance, but it was a little trickery in there, and it worked out well.
It did, and it was a dime pass, just right on target, and Brock Spencer just kept his motion going, went right into the end zone. He didn't have to slow down or speed up at all.
Perfect. So your score here with 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sugar 19, Weiser 7. Grand Peaks Medical Center, your community health center, is proud to support your local athletes and keep them healthy on their road to state. Grand Peaks is located in St. Anthony and Rexburg, provides affordable medical, dental, behavioral health pharmacy services for the entire family. Their healthcare providers and staff are highly trained and experienced in all areas of primary medicine, family dentistry, behavioral health, and prescription services. Grand Peaks is committed to establish a personal relationship with each patient and providing affordable health care for your family. Visit grandpeaks.org online for full list of services. Good luck, diggers, from all the staff at Grand Peaks.
That happens to be where I go, and my family.
So don't take that as any disconcerting thing. Title I, there's a difference, and we're proud to sponsor the Weiser Wolverines. We're a local title company, escrow company, with 5 locations in Magic Valley, including right here in Weiser. The folks at Title I understand the significance of your investments, and their experienced staff is dedicated to walking you through the process for timely online title orders or property profile requests. Visit TitleOneCorp.com or call 208-414-1555. Go Wolverines from everyone at Title I. There is a difference.
For the second time, kicker Rendon Olson kicks it deep into the end zone. Doesn't even touch turf until it's 3/4 of the way through that end zone.
So through the third quarter, there was only 2 possessions, and Weiser came away with a score, and so did Sugar. So 19-7 with 17 seconds. And Sugar's going to take over on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And Sugar basically has had the ball this whole third quarter.
Well, great momentum shift for Weiser to be able to go down, pick that touchdown up. And they did it with passing. I think they knew to come back, we're going to have to get passes because of how much time Sugar takes off the clock.
Chase rolls to his left. He's going to take it himself and get out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
Might even be a little bit short of that, about the 23 maybe even.
That's right in front of the Sugar student section there, Lance.
Yeah,
so it's very difficult to tell because they're involved right now in some sort of a cheer that's bouncing all around. But
you folks couldn't see this because of the we're audio only for this game, but defensive coordinator Dan Benyon was really chewing out his defense for giving up that touchdown on the last play.
Well, if you hold the team to 7 and they average 40, you're not doing too bad. Handoff to
Tate Cutler.
Tate Cutler. He's going to break free. He's going to be pushed out. We'll see where they have to mark it, but it looks around almost the 30-yard line as Tate Cutler has been all Sugar in the second half.
Well, and it was, we've talked about, it's been funny because the 2 number 8s for their respective teams has been Brock Spencer, who pushed him out of bounds, and each has made significant defensive plays on the other number 8 during this game as well. That's been kind of those are things that's meaningless. It means nothing.
It's
but
just
it
fun
is, but it is just fun that it does it. We've seen also 1 and 1 has been on there, and there's a lot of things. I always like to look at the mascot matchup. What if we put a real Wolverine against a real digger? Well, I don't know what a real digger is, but it's a human, I'm sure. And so they'd probably have a gun. But a Wolverine, you don't want to mess with a Wolverine.
They are not friendly creatures. Handoff, 17, Sugar. He's going to get a first down. And that's McAnally again. So another first down, and Brock Spencer again for Weiser in on the tackle, and that will bring us to the fourth quarter as Sugar leads 19-17. We'll keep it right here.
19-7.
19-7, sorry. I'm losing my mind here. It's just been super close, but we'll keep it right.
It could just as easily be 19-17.
I guess maybe I'm hoping for that kind of an ending, right? But yeah, 19-17, Sugar ahead over Weiser. Weiser Classic Candy and Deli is proud supporter of Weiser Athletics and wants to wish the boys good luck at tonight's game. Go get 'em, boys. Les Schwab and Weiser has been serving the community for 51 years, since 1971, home of the best new tire warranty around. Les Schwab also offers additional services including brakes, wheel alignments, tire balancing, rotations, flat tire repair, and more. Conveniently located in downtown Weiser. Let Les Schwab help you get back on the road safely. Doing it right is what we do best. Les Schwab in Weiser is proud to support Wolverines in the playoffs this year. Just kind of listening to some of the other scores there from our PA announcer. Sugar's going to take over here 1st and 10 on the 22 at the start of the 4th quarter, 3A semifinals. And Chase is going to take it himself up the middle. We do have a flag on the play.
I think this might end up being on Case Vela for Sugar-Salem. Yep, it is. It's a hold. And he knew it. He got up and he's kind of patting his chest like, sorry, guys, that was on me. And again, a relatively low penalty game overall. But both these teams are so well coached, and the better coached you are, the more discipline you have. And we've got a good reffing crew, and it's amazing how much more disciplined a team will play when a good reffing crew is there. It's because they don't let things just go. So you can make adjustments that you need to make to be more disciplined.
So I'll bring the ball back to the 32, 1st and 20 now for Sugar. Chase lines up underneath, under center. Takes it, handoff to the right side. McAnally on the run there for a couple of yards. And Sugar's done a nice job of kind of, how do you say, maybe just kind of moving it around. They're really, they're getting the ball in a lot of different players' hands. They're not relying just on Harris right now in the second half. And I think it's keeping Weiser on kind of a guessing game on the defensive side.
Well, and knowing that a number of these players play both sides of the ball too, it allows them not to get worn out in that scenario, because that's always the thing that you run into a little bit is both sides of the ball. Now Sugar, most of their linemen don't go both sides of the ball. Some do, some don't, but the skill players do, and that wears you out because you got a lot of field to cover as a skill player.
Chase gets the pass off. It's caught by
Carson Harris.
And Chase almost sacked. Kind of a little middle screen kind of run play. Kind of let the offensive line go and held out just long enough with Chase to get the pass off.
And Cash Harris was the slot receiver that came through on that. And your corners, your outside linebackers, and your safeties were already committed, to different receivers. Allowed him to get up and makes a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, 14 yards on that pass. So it's 3rd and 4, 10:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Chase under center. So give the handoff to Cutler. And I think he'll get the 1st down here.
Yeah, get it by about a half yard. You know, one of the things that I love that they've done in football, and they did it at all levels, high school, college, and in the NFL, is the chains. They're doing it by eyeball. If you can see, and it's clearly a 1st down, you move it, because that became a stall tactic for years and years for coaches to say, well, let's get a measurement. Sometimes it's a yard or two short, and they're getting a measurement on it. It just became a stall tactic for either rest or to get
and it takes
a chance
good
to talk
amount
to their
of time
players.
too,
It does.
to bring it over and
I love that. It's not the coaches anymore. It's the officials.
1st down and 10 from the 12. 9:46. We're going to have a flag on the play here. False start, Sugar.
Yeah, it was on Aldrich that time.
So a couple penalties now here kind of affecting this Sugar-Salem drive. So it's going to bring it to 1st and 15 on the 17.
So where we're broadcasting from right now, which is the south side of the mini dome, if you've ever been in it, Holt Arena, if you've ever been in it. Sugar-Salem is sitting on the south side. Weiser sitting across from us on the north side, and as the 5A game comes in, we see that the Meridian fans are working into this side of the stadium. We see a lot of yellow going on seats down here and stuff, which means Highland, the home team here, and of course this used to be their home stadium as well and filled, will go to the north side of the stadium.
Pass to Harris, run to Harris up the middle. It's going to be stopped.
Sarich again.
Sarich, he's got to have almost double-digit tackles probably at this point in the game.
Yeah, well, there's no question why he is the leading tackler on this team and came into this game with 100 tackles even on the season.
So 2nd and 13 for Sugar. 8:53 to go in this game now. 19-7, Sugar ahead. Chase in the shotgun. Harris is going to shift to his right hip. 3 wide receivers to the right. Single coverage receiver to the left. He's going to look right, and it's wide open. Is, I believe, 22. Ben Aldridge on that catch.
Yeah, so Aldridge, he's amazing. He had a brother that graduated a year or two ago that every time it was not every time, but probably about 95% of the time on a special teams play, he was the one that ended up making the tackle. You just call those names. You get some of those kids that almost like a Dennis Rodman with rebounding, that just have that nose for the ball, that it's just that
Another
innate
rebound.
Yeah, that innate skill, that you either have it or you don't.
If anything can be said, Sugar again controlling the clock here again in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 7, 7:53 and counting. He's going to fake the handoff as Chase. He's going to look to the right side of the field. He's going to roll that way. He's going to take the ball himself and go out of bounds.
Now, this is the same position as he loses yards here, but this is the same situation where in the first quarter he chose to throw that
it was
instead
almost
and got
the
it
same.
intercepted.
Looked very similar play and made a smart decision Chase did to pull that ball down.
I'm not one, and it's just me. This isn't questioning a coach. I'm just not one. I hate those kind of plays to the short side of the field. I just don't like those. It's too crowded. It's just a setup for disaster. But sometimes that's a setup play to go to the opposite side because it brings you over now on the, in this case, on the right hatch mark. Timeout by Sugar-Salem.
Timeout by Sugar. Why, I adjust to actually show that it's the fourth quarter here. We haven't had a ton of time, really, in between. It's been a clean game, but we'll keep it right here during this time out. Pro Peat Fertilizer is an environmental friendly product that reduces leaching. Pro Peat can help replace organic matter back into the soil. Peat-bound nutrients released when plants need them. Carbon 9 Plus binds nutrients to natural carbon of peat moss, encouraging steady plant growth and healthier turf with less mowing and thatching. Pro Peat is a great product for turf and ornamental applications. Uses range for lawns, gardens, to shrubs and trees. Pro Peat wants to wish diggers good luck tonight. Farmer Supply Co-op located at 622 East Commercial Way in Weiser. Enjoy some delicious eats in the Farmer's Cafe or fuel up your toys, grab drinks, snacks, play the lottery, get hunting and fishing license, ice supplies, all in one spot. Hungry? They deliver. Find them on Facebook for specials and new arrivals. Locally owned and operated since 1935, Farmer Supply and Co-op is a proud supporter of Weiser Athletics and wants to wish them good luck in the tournament. Farmer Supply is definitely one of those places I'd like to go if I ever went to Weiser.
Yeah, Weiser's a great place. There's some eating places there in Weiser that are fantastic as well.
There always is in those nice little communities.
I've been to them.
So 4th down here for Sugar. Chase is going to drop back. He's going to look to his left. The pass is up and brought down for a touchdown.
Tate Cutler again.
Tate Cutler again. Perfect route run and better pass. Tate Cutler didn't have to stop. And that was
an 11-yard pass.
11 yard?
Yeah, on a 4th down.
On 4th. And Cutler now with a running touchdown and a passing touchdown. He's looking for that IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Yeah, that's right. Tykert on, and he's finally got a normal range extra point.
High snap again. It was a really high snap. Nice job by the holder to bring that down to make your score. Sugar-Salem 25, Weiser 7 with 7:39 left to go here in the 4th.
Well, and if things stay true for Sugar-Salem or for the score here, and Sugar-Salem was able to move on to the state championship game next week, and no matter who wins out of Teton or Homedale, the state championship game would be played right here at Holt Arena.
Yeah, there's a chance for, all 3 East Idaho games, I believe, right? If you could have, if it was, Skyline.
Highland.
Yeah, Highland or Hillcrest. Or,
yep.
In 5A, Highland, 4A, if
Hillcrest or Skyline.
Yeah, no matter what, one of them are moving on.
Yeah, although I don't know if Skyline won it, depending on who wins. If Skyline won it, I don't know who would have home field advantage. But if Bishop Kelly wins, I think it would be played up in the Boise Valley.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that. And of course, guys, if you want the exact right answer on that, all you got to do is log on to IdahoSports.com, and
I think if Hillcrest wins, it would be there because they're the #1 overall seed.
Yeah, they ended up with the #1 seed, which, of course, in the media polls and coaches polls, Bishop Kelly #1, but they go by the max preps once you get here, and Hillcrest had the higher rating there. Well, plus you got Oakley. If Oakley was to win again, of course, they're going for a 3rd in a row, or a 4th in a row.
Sugar kicks off a line drive.
Brock Spencer came down with that. No, it was actually number 9, Telson Hawker.
I don't know if it hit the ground. I think he caught it off his knees. So, I mean, Weiser started with good field position.
That kick was like taking a fastball from a pitcher right in the chest.
It was knee high. It was in the danger zone, Lance.
It was. He went down for a second. I didn't know if he was hurt or if he was just saying, I am so glad I've got a hold of this and no one else is getting this ball.
Yeah, there was no chance of it being fumbled, but could have been painful. But nonetheless, Weiser's going to take over here with 7:39, first down on the 35. Cook back. The pass is caught to the left side to the 40-yard line. And
number 5, Riley Williams.
Jaden Walker's number 5.
Yeah, and now we had another 5-on-5.
Yep, that's I was looking.
Tackle.
So if you heard me pause, it's because I look and I see the number, but then, you know, we've had 8 and 8 there, and then 5 and I'm about to say I'm about to say the wrong number for who caught the ball. So
yeah, Riley Williams on that. His brother Tyler Williams also on the team, both from basketball players as well.
Cook of the shotgun. He's going to hand off. He's going to bounce off, but get tacked is Caleb Grove on the run there.
Well, and it was Carson Harris that tackled him. And between those two, the amount of times they've tackled each other has got to be in double digits tonight as well. As those two have tackled each other plenty.
Yeah, and it's quickly 3rd down here for Weiser with 6:30 left to go in the game. And Weiser kind of taking a lot of time. I feel like they need to hurry up a little bit.
They're going to take a timeout as Coach Harrison came out onto the field.
He didn't like the look of it. He'll take a timeout. We'll keep it right here with him. Dilly Dental has been providing you with personalized quality dental care that you deserve since 2013. When you visit Dr. Dilly at Dilly Dental Office, your smile is our top priority. They offer implants, crowns, bridges, in-office bleaching, and even Botox. Dilly Dental can meet your needs of your entire family at either their Weiser or Cambridge office. Dilly Dental is a proud supporter of Weiser Athletics. For over 50 years, Overhead Door Company of Nampa has been serving the Western Treasure Valley and surrounding communities since 1961. Homeowners, contractors, and businesses have relied on Overhead Door Company for all aspects of garage door installation, repair, and services. Overhead Door is a proud sponsor of all area athletes. Gateway Park in Idaho Falls is bringing the mountain to town this winter. Gateway Park is a new tubing hill in Idaho Falls located right by Ryder Park on Sunnyside Road, close to the freeway. It snows every day at Gateway Park. Great for families, kids, youth groups. Everyone will have a fun time at Eastern Idaho's newest tubing adventure. So 3rd and 4 on the 41 for Weiser. 6:26 to go in this game. Weiser's got to start working quickly. Under centers is a fumble, and it was actually Jaden Walker took the snap there. He fumbles the handoff a little bit, but Weiser able to jump back on it. And
yeah, Caleb Grove ended up covering it up, keeping it in Weiser's hands. A couple players out for Weiser this game. Garrett Maddox, Riker McElroy not in the game either.
So
of course for Sugar-Salem, the big glaring miss is Ammon Lee, who is their leading defender, tight end on this team. Of course, his uncle Jared Lee, 2 years ago, was listed as one of the top 50 players to ever play at Brigham Young University.
4th down. Cook's going to get the pass out to the right side for a first down. So huge 4th down conversion for Weiser to extend this drive to Jaden Walker.
Yeah, great first down. Finally brought out of bounds by Tate Cutler on the ankles and Josiah Bosco up top. But yeah, Ammon Lee was a huge loss. His dad's an orthopedic surgeon and did the surgery on him. He actually tore his ACL a few games ago. He was a defensive end and a linebacker at times, depending on where they played him. He was a massive loss for the Diggers. His brother Logan Lee, of course, was a defensive end for Utah State University for a couple years as well, actually about 4 years.
1st and 10 for the Wolverines on the 49. Cook's going to roll. The pass is blocked. Cook catches it. It is running, not brought down, finds room, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and Cook rolled to his left. Sugar-Salem hands knocked it back down. Cook catches his own blocked pass and gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, and broke a couple tackles to do it. Finally, he's brought down by Dawson McAnally back at the original line of scrimmage, but he broke a couple of hands-on tackles to get back there. It was an impressive run by Colin Cook.
And that's one thing you have to be very impressed with the Sugar-Salem defense is their defensive linemen have done an excellent job of getting their hands up when Cook goes to pass tonight. It's been almost every play. It's not something that's going to show up anywhere, but Sugar's done a great job. Cook in the shotgun is going to hand off to Grove. And Grove's going to get about 6 or 7 yards
on
there.
the play.
Yep.
Yeah, brought down by Dawson McAnally and Cash Harris on the play. Took both of them to bring that big body down of Caleb Grove.
You can tell if Caleb Grove ever gets just kind of past that second line of linebackers, you're not going to stop him. It's going to be very difficult.
Yep, it is.
3rd and 4, 4:20 to go here in the game. Hand off to Grove again, going to be near the first down.
And this time Ryan Bingham brought him down about a yard and a half short. But Grove is, as you look back in this game, and of course we're down to 4 minutes. I think the final outcome anyway is academic in this game. But you know what Weiser's been able to do in the second half has been very telling and very good. It just ended up ultimately being a little too late.
And as Weiser goes to run on that 4th down, Sugar takes a timeout before the play can count, and we'll stick it right here to thank our final sponsors of the night. Fall River Propane serves East Idaho from Shelley and Firth to Island Park. Teton Valley with the highest quality, hottest burning propane at competitive prices. Our industry-trained, certified service staff services all makes and models of propane, fireplaces, and stoves. Fall River Propane is your full-service propane provider for homes and businesses. Check them out at fallriverpropane.com or call anytime at our new phone number, 833-682-3671. That's 833-682-3671. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference. Weiser Memorial Hospital, the Surgical Specialist Clinic, the Family Medical Center are proud to be Weiser's hometown choice for medical care. They work as a team for primary providers to mental and behavioral health, as well as specialists like orthopedics, medical imaging, general surgery, and more. They are people serving the community, getting results here for the future at Weiser Memorial Hospital. Is always a great day to be a Wolverine. Go Big Red. On 4th down, Weiser's going to go for it, and
they're going to pick it up by easily a yard.
Jaden Walker on the run is going to get the first down.
Carson Harris on the tackle.
And the Weiser's offense has been a lot better here in the second half, but it's just not going to be enough with no points in the first half, and kind of have to credit Sugar-Salem's defense for pitching the shutout in the first half to really be able to be in this position. I feel like that was a big part of it.
Well, and since Weiser went 3 and out every time in the first half because they didn't pick up a first down, it just gave Sugar's offense so much time on the field. And eventually a good offense is going to score on you.
We're going to have a timeout Weiser now. We'll take it with them. IdahoSports.com, Sugar-Salem ahead 25-7, 3:15 to go in the game.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Funds are limited. Apply today at nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
Welcome back to the Holt Arena as it's 1st and 10 for Weiser out of a timeout. 3:15 to go on the 43, and we're going to have a false start here on Weiser.
Yeah, and that false start was on Braden Phillips, who has just been pretty much mistake-free today on that line, and that was just, you know, he looked over and he kind of shrugged his shoulders. There was obviously, it wasn't a, you know, a jump out of eagerness. It was a jump out of they were just on a different page.
And you hate to see it after a timeout too. You know, you take the timeout and then get a penalty is not the direction you're after.
Well, 15 yards versus 10 could very well change the play that you run.
So 1st and 15 now for Weiser on the 43. 3:15 to go in the game. Cook in the shotgun. He's going to look to his right. The ball is up and nearly intercepted by Bosco of Sugar-Salem. And
that was into triple coverage.
Yeah.
Riley Williams was right there defensively, as was Cash Harris, but then it was Bosco that came over and was able to knock that out.
I have to tell you, though, Cook, that pass was still on target.
Dead on.
Maybe one of the best spirals I've seen this year, too.
You know, he had one that was maybe slightly short tonight that got tipped away by Bosco earlier on, but it wasn't off by any stretch.
No.
It's just maybe slightly short. He has been dead on. But, I mean, you look at him, and, you know, he averages 131 yards per game, 15 TDs versus 3 interceptions. He's got a 64-yard pass on the season. His quarterback rating is 132.6. That is a sensational quarterback rating.
Cook in the shotgun. He's going to look to that right side again. 3 defensive players for Sugar. Only 2 Weiser wide receivers, and there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, this is Bosco knocked it out of bounds again. But I think they're ending up going to call this on Riley Williams for a pass interference.
Yeah, defensive pass interference.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of an odd call in the sense that the ball was tipped away before it got to him.
Yeah, it was pretty much uncatchable.
Yeah, and so it was, and one of the flags came in late. I mean, I'm not going to argue with the call by any stretch. And again, if you're Weiser, you take what you're given. But see, this is one that was a deep pass, and I think when a defense gets a pass interference like that, that needs to hurt the defense more than 15 yards. I don't like this. I think that hurt Weiser more than it did Sugar as far as the actual penalty went.
Weiser, short pass out to the right side to Jaden Walker.
Yeah, and Aldrich grabbed him, and Dawson McInally came and kind of finished him off, but got back to the line of scrimmage was it.
Yep, no yards gained there. So 2nd and 10 on the 28, 2:36 to go in this game.
Each team has a single timeout remaining as we see more Meridian and Highland fans start to move in, and you've got to imagine there'll be a lot of the Sugar fans and Weiser fans that stay as well for that game.
Yeah, Cook in the shotgun, he's going to roll to his right. Nice dancing moves in the back. Almost sacked. He's going to heave it across the other side of the field to the left side, and it's caught by...
It looks like Colin Cook, or at least they're announcing it as Colin Cook, but I think it's number 8, Brock Spencer.
Yeah, Brock Spencer, number 8 on the catch. And Brock Spencer kind of limping off the field after that one. Anyways, a lot happened there, but not a ton of yards were gained. It's still 3rd and 3 after that. Yeah, Spencer doesn't look like he'll be coming back on this play.
Again, the great legs of Colin Cook.
Man, avoided what you would have thought would have been a for sure sack.
Yep, and a couple different times, you know, and just escaped him.
Cook in the back, and this time he's not going to get out of there.
Ryan Bingham on the huge sack. 1 minute and 15 seconds ago as the time clocked. And you felt like Ryan Bingham was going to get there one time tonight. Yeah. So you look at the sacks. He is the sack leader for Sugar, 6.5 on the season. But not far behind is Aldrich on that with 4.5. Your sack leader for Weiser, by the way, is Braden Phillips. We talked about that earlier. No sacks today. But these are two teams that are, because of their offensive lines are so good for both these teams, they're tough to get sacks against. I mean, that's a tough stat to pick up against either of these teams.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Weiser's trying to throw the ball at this point too. So, but it's 4th and 8 after that sack. Cook in the back to pass. He's going to the right side corner of the end zone and nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Bosco.
Yeah, it's 4th down. Bosco just knocked it down.
Yeah.
Knowing that they get it out
like
here.
he caught it, and that's going to be turnover and downs because it's 4th down. And with 30 seconds left in this game, Sugar-Salem is going to be moving on to a very familiar place, and that's a state championship game, Lance.
6 years in a row, and they avenged the loss right here, right here in this stadium from 2 years ago. Of course, it never stops the sting of losing that state championship, but Weiser, boy, that was a great Weiser team, and they earned every bit of that. So Bosco comes over, he's looking at his teammates because he wanted that interception so bad, but he knew it was 4th down, and the thing to do was knock it down. Otherwise, you get it on the 20-yard line instead of the 25 or 26. Not that that's much of a difference, but that's, of course, those are decisions that are made in practice. You know, rather than a game.
And in a different game, that could make all the difference, right? You know, and Sugar-Salem will take the knee, and I think that will be it.
See Bosco and Xander Gray out there, patted each other on the back, gave each other a hug, and a lot of respect between these two teams. Both teams came in this game feeling they could win this game, and both teams came in knowing that if they didn't play good, they could lose the game as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of respect that these two teams have. And of course, the other half of this yet to be decided. It'll be decided tomorrow out west of Boise at Homedale High School.
Yeah, Homedale and Teton, but here at the Holt Arena, Sugar-Salem defeats Weiser 25-7. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the post-game show, the player of the game, and then even after that, we'll be back with another game as Highland will take on Meridian. But as Sugar defeats Weiser here 25-7, we'll be right back on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com's presentation of the 2023 state football playoffs. 3A semifinal as Weiser defeats, or excuse me, holy Hannah, as Sugar-Salem defeats Weiser 25-7. What a great game here tonight in this 3A battle of the Giants. If you think state championships, the only teams that have won in the last 5 years are either Weiser or Sugar-Salem, but tonight Sugar comes on the top, and I think it really all started with the defense of Sugar-Salem, able to hold a team of Weiser that averages 40-plus points a game to just 7, pitching a shutout in the first half with a 13-0 score, and that's kind of how it went. You know, the first half of the game, you had Sugar had 2 Harrison touchdown runs, one coming from a blocked punt with great great field position off a blocked punt, and that brought the score to 13-0. And then in the third quarter, it was just more Sugar-Salem ball control, and you had Tate Cutler with a running touchdown and a passing touchdown, and Weiser was able to get a nice pass to Brock Spencer in the third quarter, 28-yard pass, great pass to get 7 points. But at the end of the day, just really think it was too much Sugar, 25-7. And with that being said, because we do have another game going on tonight, we're going to look at, I'm going to go to Lance. He's kind of the expert in IdahoSports.com. We'll go to Lance for who this IdahoSports.com player of the game is. Who do you think we should go with tonight, Lance?
Well, I think we're going to go with Big Red Tate Cutler. He had 5 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown. 3 receptions, 27 yards, and a touchdown. 4 pass breakups and 7 tackles.
He did it all, and he was definitely a big force in that second half offensively, but I think defensively, the first half, that's where it really stands out to me. A lot of times he was covering Brock Spencer of Weiser, and that's a big weapon for Weiser. He shut down, so congratulations to Tate Cutler as our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. So today's player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game. Whether you're on the field or the road, be in the moment and free from distractions. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2023 Idaho High School Football Playoffs, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department and Idaho's College Saving Programs. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valley-wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Your Health Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. Special thanks to everyone here at ISU for able to get this game going. Great staff here. Everyone is very helpful for their hospitality in getting the broadcast to you tonight. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by Idaho Transportation Department, Tate Cutler of Sugar-Salem. Thanks again for joining us as Sugar-Salem defeats Weiser 25-7. For my broadcast partner Lance Taylor and everyone behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com, I'm Sean Kane saying good night, but not good night forever. We'll be back a little before 8:15 as Highland and Meridian play in their 5A semifinal. Good night.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Funds are limited. Apply today at nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
Through storms and bad weather, sure as the sun. We'll
Here's your hot chocolate milk. You're welcome.
From the desert to the freezing cold, wish I could see it from the stars.
Those are bagels with cream cheese. Can I get you anything else?
Good to go.
Okay, great. Try it out.
We're working together to build a more sustainable future. Learn more at unbottled.com.
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
College costs money.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com.